Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're on Train Sim 4, and we're back on, and we are taking a look at the Brighton Mainline. We're going to be in a Class 387 Gatwick Express. We're formed of 12 coaches today, and we're going to be going from Gatwick Airport to London Victoria. And we are on the 1U37. So yeah, we'll get right into it. So we get the master key in. We'll get the reverse to neutral and we'll open the doors. Yeah. So, this is Gatwick Airport. See the planes coming in. Pretty sure there is an enhancement mod for this, but never fiddle with mods on this game. So, yeah. Quite a lot of time to wait, isn't it? PIS, of course we're going to London Victoria here. Lots and lots and lots of destinations. As you can see, that basically means 303 up to this point. It's probably even though. Okay, so there is 303 destinations. Of course, you can't go to 303 stations, but it's more to add to the realism of the train and where it actually goes to, or at least at the time of when this route was made for Train Sim World. Of course, it came out in the rush hour of Train Sim World 2, so it's all based off whenever they base this, which is probably around 2020 time, I'd assume. Well, I say that probably not then, but somewhere around then at least. So we're going to put the thing into 4, we're going to get the doors locked, and we're going to make a move to London. Right. It's our only stop today, so yeah. So we're heading out of Gatwick now. And we're just a direct service. Yeah. Yeah, these train tickets aren't very cheap in real life because they're direct services. You'll usually find that you'll have it cheaper if you just use the Southern 377 services in real life, because they're slower, but they're much cheaper. And to be fair, with how much cheaper they are, you'd probably rather wait a bit longer to get to your destination. Because yeah, they are expensive to get the tickets. And that's 377 coming by, which is what I was on about. Yeah. There's something wrong with this train, I swear. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't done a lot of commentary videos lately. Yeah, I mean, I don't actually know what you prefer, but, you know, I just have a feeling that you prefer non-commentary. But if I'm wrong, then do let me know down below in the comment section. That'd be interesting to hear your thoughts. So it's a 90 miles an hour limit down here, so we're just going to get right up to that. We're on maximum throttle, so we're just going to get the speed up. And we're on a 0.1% uphill gradient at the moment, and that is rising to 0.5. So yeah, you Could be a bit more pressure to get up there, but it's all good. We're not stopping anywhere, so just throttle it for the 20 miles we've got. Yeah. It's a very busy route in real life, this. Yeah, it's one of those commuter routes which just a lot of people use. It's a good route to drive on Trains and World. There's lots of services to do, and yeah, I mean a lot. I think there's like 1,500, which is a lot for Trains and World. Yeah, not a lot of routes have 1,000 services, so for this to have 1,500, it's quite astonishing. But yeah, it's a busy route, and you get more services if you own Southeastern High Speed, and that'll give you the 375 services to Hastings. Yeah. You also get more services with the 313, which you will need to own East Coastway for those services because it's an older route, so you need the East Coastway to use the 313 on this route as well. It's just an older Trains and World thing. Yeah. But this route does go all the way from Brighton to London Victoria. It'll take you about an hour to do the full route. Just standard Trains in World length. There's no issues with that. It came out in Trains in World 2 Rush Hour, called the London Commuter. It hasn't had any upgrades since it came out though. It's had updates, but not upgrades. Like the route looks exactly the same. There's just more layers, which are only available on next-gen consoles, or current-gen, as we should be calling them. Basically, that means it won't be available on Xbox One or PS4 with the layers, but you'll be able to play the route as a standalone route. You just won't be able to add the 375 or the 313. You've also got the yeah, but that's the thing with all routes, you don't get layers if you're on old gen consoles, because PC you'll get them anyway, but it's only next gen or current gen, whatever you want to call them. PS5 and Xbox Series consoles will only get the layers. Because I'm playing on PC right now, although I do know it's on Game Pass, so some of you will be on the Xbox, and if you're on the old one, you're thinking, why don't I get the layers? That's probably why. Yeah, And if you're on next gen and wondering why you don't have some layers, chances are it's an older layer, like the 313, where you have to own another route for it to show. Because that doesn't happen on newer routes, like for example the Acela. You don't have to own New York Trenton to use that on Boston Sprinter. You can just buy the Acela and use it on Boston Sprinter without owning New York Trenton. That's just how it is. Yeah. Whether they'll change that, I'm not sure. But, you know, it is what it is. It's all good though. Fif 15 miles to go to London in our 387 in Gatwick Express livery. So we come out of the tunnel. It's very dark in here. Yeah, this using Train Simul 2 features, since that's when it was released in Rush Hour. Of course, Rush Hour included Boston Sprinter, which has been upgraded since, and Navica Dresden, which is Riesa to Dresden route, and that's had a TOD4 upgrade Riesa to Dresden, which is amazing. Hopefully they can do that to this route. I mean, that would be awesome. After all, it is one of the busiest routes in the game, this route, so don't see why not. But yeah. So it's literally only this route that hasn't had an upgrade for Rush Hour. Yeah. It's probably the next one to get an upgrade. I mean, I don't see why not. It's literally the busiest route in the game, so it would just make sense to upgrade the route to TOD4, which means it gets Train Simul 4 features. It's still took on TOD2, I think. Yeah. Got a downhill gradient now. Quite interesting. It's now gone all foggy as well. It wasn't foggy when we were first going into that tunnel. As soon as we came out, it was just foggy. That's what dynamic weather does. It's a cool feature, I mean. Weather can change, you know. But it's more really for longer routes that you want the weather to change, you know. Bit of outside action there. Bit of horn action. 10 miles now to London. See the city of London, 2 hour left here. Oh god. Heavy speed lifts down here. Damn. Oh, I think now we're going to reset ourselves, aren't we? Are we? Yes, I think we are. That wasn't great, was it? Certainly going to ruin our star rating at the end of it. There's definitely no platinum anymore. Hopefully we can get at least a silver. I wouldn't expect a bronze at the end of it. Hopefully at least a silver. A push, maybe a gold. You can't always have a platinum, you know. It's not always a good day for that. Why is it so slow around here? Yeah. We're down to 30 in a moment, so yeah. It's that. Haven't been on this route in a long time. I'm not actually sure if I've even done the route on the channel before. I've played it on my Xbox since I had it on there. Yeah, since I got it off Game Pass, and then I just started buying some routes for it. I got the Rush Hour in Train Sim Mod 2, so I just played it off there. I never owned the game until I bought it now off Steam. Do you know? I think I do prefer it on Steam because it's just where the home of all the games are. And I can also bring it to the channel because I've no way of bringing content to the channel from the Xbox. It's just not possible. PlayStation does have that feature with its built-in YouTube features, but Xbox doesn't have anything like that. You've got to have at least like a capture card externally, which I don't have. I don't have any intentions of getting one since I've got my resources already. I don't have to do anything on there, so you know, there's no point really. Because anything I play on there realistic, I can just play on here, because it carries over. Although don't get me wrong, I do like the ease of use of console. It is nice. Certain games I just get on console. I mean, if I have it on console, I most likely won't buy it again on PC. Because there's no point after I've already bought it, you know. Unless there's significant feature differences, then there's no point, you know. There's absolutely no reason. There's 377 to our right going by. There's absolutely no point. Yeah. I think the only exception was Tourist Bus that I bought again, because Tourist Bus on the console is not bad at all, by any means. I mean, if you only own a PS5 or an Xbox Series console, and you wanted a decent bus/coach sim on console, then I would say Tourist Bus Simulator or Fern Bus Simulator, because the realism is just insane on those compared to other games on console. Like Bus Simulator 21, that's just, it's more just an arcadey game. It's not really realism simulation, it's just arcadey. It's not a bad game by any means. It's just not for the realism aspect, it's more for the fun aspect, an arcadey feel. Yeah. Whereas Tourist Bus and Fern Bus are realistic. However, they are more coach simulators, not bus simulators. So if you wanted a city bus sim, then your only option would be Bus Simulator. To be honest, Bus Sim 18 is still a good game as well. I think it is a bit more realistic to 21 realistically, but they're both still arcadey, so I suppose either won't be realistic. No. But if you were looking for any kind of bus sim / coach sim, I would say Fernbus or Tourist Bus, depending on what you want. If you want like a full-on career mode, then Tourist Bus, because that has an actual career mode. Whereas Fernbus is just make your routes, discover cities. Like the only progression in Fernbus is reach level 4, and that's it. And then you just keep earning XP for no reason. It just adds up XP. I suppose you can like be on a leaderboard to get the most XP, I guess. However, you will have to unlock cities, so Fernbus also has city unlocks. If you haven't discovered a city, you can't start from that city, but you can end at the city. So you'll choose a starting point to start with, and then your map will basically expand as you discover more cities, and then eventually you unlock the whole map. And then you keep discovering the cities, because you don't unlock a city until you discover it. And so you have to keep making routes all around Europe until you discover all the cities. So there is still progression in Fernbus, but it isn't as career based as Tourist Bus. Like there's no economy to it, which is fine, you know, it's just a different aspect of game, isn't it? But there isn't no reason to play Fernbus. Like you do have to discover the cities, so there is still a reason to play Fernbus. Whereas Tourist Bus has a whole economy. You have to buy your buses, buy Wi-Fi for your buses, you know, all that, insure your buses, repair your buses, have employees, run a company in Fuerteventura. It's a smaller map, but of course it's more career based, whereas Fernbus is a larger map around Europe. And yeah, they're both good games, it just depends what you want, and a lot of you probably just will like both of them because they're different games. Which is fair enough. I mean, I enjoy both of them. I play both of them, no problems. Yeah, I mean, hopefully eventually once the bus comes out of early access, that will be on console. Next gen only, I'd assume, like Fernbus and Tourist Bus are. And yeah, that will have an economy mode. Yeah, but saying that, Tourist Bus and the bus will have an economy mode. They will also have a free play mode, so you don't have to do the economy mode if you don't want to. You can just literally get in a bus and drive your bus if you decide to do that instead. So there is 2 modes you can do. Just create your own route, have the whole map unlocked, or just do an economy mode. There is options on the games, so you don't have to, which is good. Yeah. But once the bus comes to console, bus sim will be irrelevant. I think that will be the best for simulation realism purposes of a city bus driving sim on console. But we don't know if it is coming to console. I'd assume it is because Fernbus and Tourist Bus have come to console and done very well. So I don't see why they wouldn't bring the bus to console once it's out of early access, because of course consoles can't have early access games, apart from the select few that are selected for the Xbox. But PlayStation doesn't have early access features, so yeah. But there's no option to do public betas on Xbox either, so it's rather you get sent a key by the developers to have early access on Xbox, or you just use PC and get public betas if they are available. Of course, not every game will have a public beta, but the bus is one of those games which is a public beta. It's been out there for like over 2 years now, I think. Possibly less, I can't really remember. It's definitely been out for over a year for public beta early access. I know that. Yeah. Soon we are going to be getting the Goblin line on Train Sim 4. It will be a cheaper route, I think around £20, because it is of course a shorter route. It's one of those London Overground routes. Busy route. It won't have anywhere near as many services as this, but it doesn't in real life, so it's fair enough. But that will be coming to all platforms. Train Sim 4. There's also what else is there? There's also the 5 circle line coming. That will have the class 170 included with it, and it'll also have the 158, but the 158 will be as paid DLC for the game, so it'll probably cost around £15 for that, and that'll add the 158 to the 5 circle. Of course, another Scottish route, and it is of course made by Rivet Games, who makes all the Scottish routes on Trains in World. They've made the Edinburgh to Bretigarslow route and the Cathcart Circle route, which are both good routes in my opinion. I know some people don't like Edinburgh-Glasgow, but personally I don't think it's too bad of a route. Quite like the route personally, but I do get why some people don't. It does have some nice features though, like the lifts. That was a new addition to the game. It's just great. And we are having some rain now, so we will get the wipers on. If I can find the wipers. They're down here, I think. Yep, intermittent. That'll do. And we are coming closer to London Victoria now. We are going to be slowing down that speed, and we're going to have to watch the signals as we're coming in here, because it's very busy around here, so frames will drop, lots of trains will appear, and red lights are likely, although not all the time they happen, so we could be lucky. As you can see, the town of London there, or the city of London I mean. Down there as the rain falls into London Victoria. It's not great for the passengers getting off, but you know, we're all fine. We're keeping on the trains. Yeah, I don't really see much point in increasing the speed. Although the rain sounds are quite good. I do like the rain sounds. They're cool. The rain texturing could do some work, but it's alright. It's passable, I think. Certainly not as good as Fernbus or Turisbus rain. That rain is amazing. Of course, they use Unreal Engine 5 as well. Pretty sure this uses Unreal Engine, but I'm not sure if it's 4 or 5. I'm not sure which version. See 2377's coming by. As I said, it is a busy out of London Victoria. As we're coming into less than a mile to London Victoria. It's got a double yellow there, so we are likely to get a red, but not guaranteed to get a red. "900 yards into London Victoria now, and we're stopping at platform 13. There's usually quite a lot of AI 465s around here. At least stop to our right side anyway. Yeah. It doesn't look like we have a red though, which is alright. As we're coming down to 20 miles an hour here. As we come into the station. And we're at a 1.5% downhill gradient, so the speed does increase if you put it on idle, so we should get a bit of braking on every so often, so we don't speed past that 20 mile an hour limit. But now it has leveled off, although it's coming down. Oh no, it's leveled off again. See, there's a 377 in the station there, in the dry. And we are going to come into the dry in a moment. It's all good. We'll get the wipers off in a moment. Yeah, we'll get the wipers off now. Wipers can come off as we head into the London Victoria station. I think that was a pleasant drive. It was a nice quick express service to London Victoria from the airport of Gatwick. I think it was a pleasant ride. Yeah. Slowly come into London Victoria, platform 13. Get the breakage on now as we are heading to the stop marker. Get more braking on. Don't hit the bollard. There we are. We'll unlock the doors and let the passengers off. And we'll get the reverse to neutral. We'll get the power brake into emergency. We'll get the DRA on. And yeah, we'll put that to not in service. There we are. That's all good. See there, not in service on the front. And there we are, that is the complete swap medal. Oh, we've got a gold, that's good. After that emergency break, I thought we were going to get a silver or hopefully not a bronze, but we didn't get a bronze at least. Yeah, well, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. If you have, then do show your appreciation. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.